This is a story for those who wish that they could truly read between the lines of the book they were reading and see the world of the story through the eyes of the author. For those who wish that they could make nonfiction from fiction. For those who wish that dreams were true. This is a story of a group of wayward friends who came together from the far reaches of two worlds to come together and to help make dreams reality. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello and welcome to Hazeltown Story, episode 36. We are, obviously, this is Tom's Diner number 3, so this is kind of getting into the, probably not the middle, by no means the middle, but getting into the Tom's Diner arc, so if this is your first time listening, go back to at least, probably, with this one, probably at least make sure you listen to, like, the first part of, like, the first arc, so you can kind of get an understanding of what's going on. But at least start with the start of the Tom's Diner arc if you have not started yet. We are in the middle of things, so yeah, might be a little confusing if you have not done that. So to kind of give a wrap up, basically we have started our investigation into some possible spying that is going on into a busy part of the Steinwald, the main kind of city around where Hazeltown's kind of close to. And we're just kind of starting our investigation. No kind of big leads yet, but that might change shortly, or it might not. You have to listen to the episode to find out. So yeah, nothing really big to mention. Still planning a session, so as far as I know, there will be more episodes next week. But yeah, that'll be then. And if there isn't more episodes, then there will be a kind of general update. So there will be something Hazeltown Story adjacent, at least next week, if it's not a new episode or anything else. So with that, Axe, why don't you introduce ourselves?
All right, so I'm playing Aria Stragelle. They are a doctor who moonlights as a mortician. Came here. They know Lomi, and they were kind of brought on board by Lomi to assist in this latest adventure. Their pronouns are they, them.
Hi, I'm Bobinator. I am playing Ferrus D'Ettero. He is a survivalist and host of TV survival show Whole Wild World. It's on his 3rd season, and for this season, producers want more of a local flavor. So he has met up with Bibley, who is trying to get him introduced into Hazeltown, where he can kind of, meet with people and show off the sights there for his show. And he is a he/him.
I am Carnival. I'm playing a returning character, Yuhar Govenin, our psychic pirate. Well, retired pirate. Uses they, them, and is got a reputation for pyromania.
I am, of course, Deathmaster 780. I am playing Bob B, a shady businessman who just found out a mall that rejected his business is in trouble.
Hello. I'm Norman Rafferty. I am playing Tacent Toxin, pronouns of they, them. I am an itinerant holistic healer who has wandered into town and set up shop to help people on their personal journey.
I am TorpidTypist playing Iravia, she, her, who's just, a normal biker, rolled into town, doing odd jobs at the moment. Also can talk to sylphs, but, normal people do that.
And now with that done, let's get on with the episode. All right. Let me think about it. Let's see.
Yeah, let's go bust down Radia's door, actually. I'm assuming he went there.
Well, I think Ferrus left, right?
Okay. Oh, Ferrus, yeah, Ferrus.
Just hold on. Sorry, I got the names mixed up. I'm assuming that Tacent left Radia's place.
I believe Tacent left to go to meet up at the club with Aria.
Yeah, that's what happened.
All right. Okay. So at this point, so let's see. Aria is in the park, waiting for the club to open. I don't know why I confuse that. Tacent is going to the club to figure things out. You three are going where?
Actually, didn't the guy say that one of them was like checking out the historical area of the park or whatever?
It mentioned that there was a historical part of the park. I don't know if you mentioned it.
Okay. Yeah, then I figure we should just
Everyone just meet up.
Yeah, that seems like a good plan. Just have everyone meet up.
Because actually, Ferrus, what were you planning on doing?
Well, I don't think there's much else I can do in terms of the library, so I guess it'd be best if I catch up with everybody else.
All right. So I guess you would all like kind of you head back to the area, and you see probably Aria in the park because it's like in the center of kind of the area, or it's close to the center. That's not actually the welcome center.
Okay, so we've all met up then at
Yep.
this point.
Tacent, did you want to go to the club first, or are you fine with meeting in the park first?
Well, we all have to wait for the club to open.
That is true, so I may as well meet in the
Yeah.
park.
Okay.
I have a theory ongoing. So when you all are here,
I mean, yeah, when I get there, I can find out.
Yeah. So you all kind of converge together in the park.
I'm gonna relay that I didn't have much luck in the library. The best I found is that I think Tom might have emigrated here illegally. That's what I heard, right? Just making sure I have the right information.
Not quite, because it was the person that immigrated. I mean, you could take that as if you think that, but you didn't really hear anything particular that tied that together. You just hear that that was a story about there has been cases of people who, like,
Went over the border.
yes.
Okay, I'll say that I think that might have been what happened to Tom, but I'm not sure.
Sure. That happens all the time. I don't think I'm technically here legally. Maybe.
I
mean,
mean,
it could be. Immigration's pretty open, so
I don't think I even exist here. Just Iravia just starts looking deep in thought.
Anyway, the copper didn't give us anything useful yet. He's going to look into some things.
so
Nothing that requires being at the station.
I learned that a couple of them sat in basically two very specific locations near the north side of the building, overlooking the club, and to the west, overlooking this particular area of the park. So I figured, what I figure is that whomever is going into the diner is leaving the bug there, and um, I'm guessing that they have another contact who either appears out here or goes to the club. And part of me really thinks that they're actually meeting out, or they're appearing out here, and they relay information back and forth using those devices that we found. And I'm basing this on the fact that this, from the diner, you would basically have a perfect view of this entire area. There's not a single spot that can be hidden from view. So that's my first thought. My second thought is that perhaps they're waiting for somebody to meet at the club, and that would be, was that Wanda? No. What was her name? The
one who was overlooking
the club.
the club, that would be Sarah.
Sarah. The young lady named Sarah would look over at the club often. So there's a secondary thought that they're at the minimum they're waiting to meet at this location. But that theory kind of falls apart because it doesn't take into account the bugs. The bugs are the real wrinkle in this, and I think that they're conversing with somebody outside and doing sort of like their own clandestine version of meeting. So rather than meeting in person, they speak over these devices. And that's my ongoing theory.
Why would they leave them behind?
Maybe they're hard to get off.
Not if Tom's been able to yank them by the bunches.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Or perhaps they think that nobody would have noticed them.
they're pretty large. And they're putting them in a public place where people are cleaning up. And, like, it's a diner. People are constantly sticking stuff to the bottom of tables.
Look, spies get lazy.
Mm-hmm. As I said, it's just a theory, an ongoing idea I have.
I mean,
mean,
the theory would be, I think that, I mean, you're on to something there where I think that if it's people who are going to the location to have some sort of clandestine meeting and a third party is spying on them. Plus, also, as near as I can tell, you need a pretty powerful receiver to be able to receive recordings off of. One you couldn't just, hide. It's pretty large.
I do want to mention that, like, Toby outright told us that these were very much like handmade in not of any sort of actual make.
The bugs?
Oh, which
Yeah, the bugs.
Yeah, that's my discovery. They're made from parts. They're pretty sophisticated, but
They're sophisticated, but they're homemade.
Right.
In other words, shit that the government's probably not using. Culprit neither.
I mean, if they were here to arrest Tom for being here illegally, eavesdrop on him, other charges.
I feel like they've got better people to go after than Tom, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't feel like he's the target. I think there's something else going on.
Somebody thinks something is going on at the restaurant enough to eavesdrop on it, enough to plant multiple bugs.
In a tourist trap.
It's
Could I actually do like a look around the area to see if there's anything that stands out?
In the park?
Yeah, maybe something that might have been left behind.
Unless the cleaning service doesn't handle it well, there's probably shit everywhere.
I mean, if this is going nowhere, just tell me it's going nowhere and we won't bother. But
well, it's not so much that. I'm trying to think about what could be the outcome of a search, because there could be something. Let me think. Oh, let's see. Yeah. How about this? Yeah, you can go ahead and do a perception check, but since you're kind of looking over a vast amount of area for what's practically just anything that could be of use, much less like sifting through stuff that's not really, like you're looking for a needle in a haystack, essentially.
yeah,
let's say that's going to be a daunting difficulty task or check. Which is going to be perception. That is a 4 purple difficulty.
ooh.
Can I assist?
You can.
How does that work? That's a blue die?
Basically, you do. Let me check let me check your perception ability. Because if you don't have anything perception, I don't think you can assist.
And perception is affected by cunning. My cunning is 3. Does that do anything for me, or do I just do my 3 yellows?
So it's whatever it so let me take a look at
It's already doing something X, so
Okay, so it's just the 3 yellows. Okay.
yeah, because if your perception's that's 3 and your cunning's got 3, that's why I got the 3 yellows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because basically, just a brief rundown of how skills checks work in Genesis. You see that a skill check has a associated with characteristic. So they take the 2 numbers, and basically the larger number is, think about it as, it's the number of dice you're going to roll, which are going to be your greens. The lower of the 2 numbers is going to be how many yellows you have.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so so you have 3 ranks in perception, and your cunning is also 3, so it's
So
just
3 yellows. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Thank you.
So yeah, you're going to be 3 yellows, a blue, and 4 purples.
3 yellows, blue, and 4 purples. All right, let's see how this goes.
Okay, so what you rolled, you actually rolled really good. So what you rolled was 2 successes, so you succeed, a threat and a triumph. Which a triumph is basically it's basically the best possible outcome. Let me think. Yeah. So you kind of look through. You're just kind of sifting through the ground, and you see on the ground, you see a business, essentially a business card. And on the business card, you see that it is a business card for the Dancing Queen.
Huh.
On the back of the business card, you see essentially a set of numbers listed on the back that have that looks like it's almost like line items on an invoice. That basically it is basically like 1 of something, 2 of something. You can't quite tell what's on there is scratched out, but you can tell that there is something on there. Yeah.
All right, so I pick up the business card, kind of turn it over, and kind of bring it over to the rest of the team. So found this in the grass, and kind of is taking me in a direction that I definitely wasn't anticipating. It's related to the Dancing Queen, and then on
Bobby
the
just
back
makes a disgusted face when he hears the name.
on the back of it, there seems to be some stuff listed, but it's kind of scratched out. Can't quite make heads or tails of what's written here. But definitely not the direction I was anticipating.
I will say that sounds like the club is our best lead by now.
Like you're talking about the Thousand Voices
Dancing
Club, or
Queen.
Oh, you're saying the Dancing Queen?
Isn't that a discotheque?
Well, it's a club, but it's a discotheque.
Okay.
I would just
So,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, either a discotheque or the other club. We're looking. Someone had to be listening to. They would have needed a device that was this large, listening in a specific range. So you could hide a device like that, or build an improvised device like that easily in either the discotheque or the club. So yeah, I think we should check both of them out.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with you for once.
Surprisingly, so do I.
Well, who's Club Disco and who's Club Art House?
Oh, Bobby immediately just says, "I will go to the outhouse."
Disco here.
I honestly hate them both, so I'll just.
I'll
you
go to
guys
the
decide
disco.
this yourselves.
Yeah, I would go to the place that no.
That what?
The what now?
Cut out.
Hello?
Am I going robot?
No,
you
it-
cut
it-
out.
Yeah, it just cut out a little bit.
Okay, I would say no. I would where's what's the place that has the open mic night?
That is the Thousand Voices. So how about this? To make it a little bit easier for me to try to make sure who all is going to what, let's just go down this way. So Aria, which one or which building? Because you could also go to a different building if you want.
I think I should follow this new lead and go to the Dancing Queen.
Okay, so you're going to the Dancing Queen. Ferrus. Bob.
Oh, I guess I'll go to the Dancing Queen as well. That's okay.
Okay. Yuhar.
Yuhar's heading to the Dancing Queen.
All right. Bobby.
Bobby will go to 1,000 Voices. Anywhere that's not the Dancing Queen.
All right. Tacent.
1,000 Voices.
Iravia.
Yeah, I'm going to the disco because it's not where Tacent is. And also, once again, I hate both of them. I hate both choices.
All right. So good. It is Tacent and Bobby who is going to the Thousand Voices Club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And everyone else is going to the Dancing Queen. Let me take a look. I just want to do a check to see how long have we been going.
I see your uptime as 2 hours 43 minutes.
And that's so we've gone for about 2.5 hours so far. Usually we go for about should be able to check out both of them and then we could probably call it a session after that. Who wants to go? Oh, also, should we say that you wait a little bit to kind of see them kind of liven up?
Makes sense to me.
Since the dancing queen apparently is not open yet, I would guess we do the 1,001 first.
So basically, since the Thousand Voices, because the Thousand Voices does open earlier. So you could just kind of walk around there. It's just not super active.
I mean, do we see an obvious like dish on the roof or anything?
You would not see anything because you could tell from the building, like seeing it from the open door. You can tell that there isn't like anything conspicuous on the roof.
There's no, so there's no obvious or person.
No, there's nothing that's like super obvious that, oh, hey, I am doing like nefarious stuff.
Well, I just asked if they could just have an or
no, they do not have like a antenna on top.
Okay, well that rules that out. That's a good sign. So I guess the next thing you do is to wait until they open in case they join out.
All right, so they would open probably around noon. The Dancing Queen probably opens like in the afternoon.
All right, so we need to do something to kill the time until the Dancing Queen opens.
Bob, do you have an angle for how you're there and look around?
So after everyone split up, Bobby went back to his car and came back with a guitar case.
Okay.
Oh no.
Like a plan.
Oh no, it's El Mariachi.
Well, you're half right.
Sweet. And thank you for getting my reference.
Yep, we got cover story. All right, we just gotta wait for them to open.
All right. So yeah, do you basically just kind of poke around until the Thousand Voices opens? So Bobby and Tacent, there's no like person at the front. You can just walk in. So I think it before you do anything, you just kind of walk in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So in the lobby, you can tell that you see going forward that there is basically an opening to a large lounge, and basically there is a sign above it that says lounge. You can tell that there's also some elevators and some staircases going up, probably about, I think I said, let's just say 4 floors. So is there anything in particular you want to see?
What's on like the south side of the building facing the diner? Like what rooms and whatnot?
So facing the diner, so basically the entrance is basically the opening. It's opening like you would walk in front of it as if you would walk. So if you look at the map, the opening is on the south side, so it's close to the welcome center. So if you just walk into the entrance, that is where you see the staircases going up and the lounge, which is going further north into the building.
All right, well, there is stuff in here. It's probably going to be facing on the side facing the restaurant. So is there like a directory or something?
You do see that there is a directory, and basically you see that on the first floor, there is the lounge, which takes up a majority of it. You see there's also some administration in the back of the building. On the second, third, and fourth floors, you see that there is a bunch of rooms set aside that are like labeled that are basically, they can be used for whatever. They're basically open theaters.
That was a multi-theater club.
Yes.
Yeah, it is pretty big. Okay. Well, what's on the south side?
So from what you can tell is basically the stairs going up. There is also like mechanical storage at the top of the building, but you don't have access to those floors. Those would be like the elevators and like the staircases that are by the entrance. They don't go up that high. You would have to go towards the back, and also you would have to go into areas that you do not have access to.
Well, which one of us is going to sneak into areas we don't have access to?
I know what to do. So is there like a front desk or something, or someone giving out information?
Yes, there is, let's say, 2 receptionists.
All right, Bobby will go up to one of the receptionists and say, "Pardon, ma'am. Can you tell me where the open music night is taking place?"
Well, that's not going to be for a while, and it's going to take place in the lounge behind us. It's just there's the the open stage. There will be someone with a sign next to them that will. If you could hear about, I'd say about 3 or 4, you can sign up for that then.
I see. Is there any possibility of borrowing some equipment? One of my speakers appears to have blown out.
Well, you're gonna have to talk to someone in our tech department. We don't just handle that. We don't just kind of we just usually don't just lend out stuff like that. But if you talk to someone texting and kind of give them some, basically just tell them what you're doing, you can um go ahead and maybe they can help you out. If you kind of go over to um if you go through the lounge and you can go in the back, you'll see the sign that's basically employees only. If you knock on the door, you should be able to. Someone will open and they can possibly help you out.
All right then. Bobby starts heading off in that direction. Says to Tacent, come on, Rhodey. We got work to do.
I'm big and I can carry. Sure.
All right. So as you go through the building, or like as you are walking through the lounge, you see that it is a lounge it is a pretty open lounge, which actually has a few like discrete areas. You see a stage kind of somewhere in the center, but it is kind of over the side and to kind of centralized in the lounge, so that anyone in the lounge can watch what's on stage. You see that there is like some equipment that you can see, like a microphone set up there, so that it's likely that people who are either like just sitting, that are like either spoken word stuff or like comedians or like musicians, can kind of just go there. You see a couple bars to the either side of the buildings or the rooms. You see let's see. But yeah, there's just a bunch of different seating areas around. And it's pretty lit up. There's nothing really going on at the moment. You see there's some people just kind of sitting there, just kind of chatting, but it's not like packed.
All right, well, we're going to head to where the lady said, the employee section.
All right. So yeah, you go back and you can see a door that says employees only. You kind of go up. Go ahead.
We got to start looking around to see if we can find a receiver. Might not even be here, but hey, let's look.
Well, those are employees back there.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are there employees back there?
So you just come across a door and you're supposed to just knock on it.
Yeah.
No.
So unless you want to like search around for the equipment, so like Tacent, if you want to search around, you can.
Definitely want to search around.
So give me a. Give me an average perception check, which is 2 purple.
All right, I have a chevron and a star.
Okay, so hold on, I need to parse this because I need to check something.
That's like advantage of triumph, right?
Yep, advantage of triumph.
It is advantage in triumph, but there is no success.
I don't think this is a success.
Yeah, I
It
thought
does,
Triumph
but it
counted.
A triumph is not a success.
It does count as a success, but there's 3 failures. So, and I'm pretty sure all the successes got countered.
Well, the bottom line there, where it says 1 advantage, 1 triumph, that
is a failure technically.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay. So
I'm really not understanding this.
okay.
Wait.
So if we're looking at the dice, so there's yellow. That's the triumph. So there's 1 triumph, which is 1 success in triumph. There is 2 advantage, 2 success. For your 2 green, there is 2 failures, which cut out the 2 successes, and a failure and a threat, which counteract the advantage and the success of the triumph.
God, this is just overcomplicated.
Yeah, are you sure? I mean, like, I guess that's the interpretation. I thought that when you got a triumph, you actually succeeded on something, but I guess not.
So you did, but the amount of failures cut back on the triumph. There's just, you know what? How about we re-roll that one?
Well, I just don't understand this game where you can roll and succeed but fail.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Like,
I was pretty sure that a triumph always succeeds unless you get one of those horrible things that
it despairs.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
I think unless it's a despair, it doesn't cancel out.
Maybe that was the case, and I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
that's what I thought. I thought it's triumphs and despairs first, then it's successes and despairs, and then it's.
Okay, so you know what? Let's just count it as a success.
All right. If it's not here, it's not here.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me try and think. You kind of take a look around. You're looking for a receiver.
Yeah, if it's not here, it's not here.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think about how to like interpret. I'm trying to think of something to do. Let us do this. You look around and you don't see anything that is like that looks like, oh, it's a box that has a transceiver in it.
Right.
However, you do happen to notice that behind, like, you're looking at like the stage. So you happen to look by the stage. You happen to look underneath the staircase going up to the stage, because it's a little tiny staircase, so you don't have to just plop up. And you notice a panel that's just kind of out of nowhere.
A what?
A panel that has like buttons on it.
Oh crap! This leads to the hell dimension. I've seen Phantasmagoria.
So you just see it. You would have to finagle your way in a way. It's not like, oh, I can just reach down and press a button. But you see that it is there. But you'd have to do some maneuvering to get through there, which there is enough people around that will cause suspicion.
Bob, can you be an obnoxious distraction?
Oh, Bobby's not with him.
Oh.
No, Bobby went elsewhere just to, like, preserve the identity. Like, all he did was just give Tacent, like, the specs for some obscure speaker to, like, give us the excuse why he's back in the employee section.
Well, I can attempt to use wizardry to hide my appearance by masking myself.
All right, let me take a look at the rules for mask.
Invisibility says it has a cost of 3. Spell targets a character, it renders visible to sight their appearance.
Let's see. This character let's see.
Normally, mask just produces silhouette.
Hold on. I'm just trying to. Let's see. Mask. This using illusion to create. Let's say this is using magic to create an illusion or disguise a character's appearance. The character makes an arcana, which in this case wizardry. Check the default difficulty is easy. If the check is successful, to create caster silhouette 1, which is basically a person. Oh, let's see. And then spell additions. And I go down to mask.
Wizardry to hide myself, right?
I'm just trying to make sure that I got the invisibility. So that's an additional. So if you're looking at the spell additions to mask, one of which is invisibility, that is an additional cost of 3. So
right, what does that
mean? A 4.
Okay. So I need a difficulty of 4. So what would I have to beat?
So you would have to beat 4 purple.
All right, well, let's try it.
Okay, so you can try to.
Okay.
So you can
Also,
try
like,
to.
You could probably you get my vote. You can use the story point from this.
Oh yeah, I was about
Sure.
to ask if I could use a story point. Is there a
ahead.
clear?
Yeah. So let's see.
Okay.
Oh.
So what does the story point do?
Either
So I was just say because would that increase? That would lower. Or hold on, let me double check.
because I meant you can either add another die or not add another die.
Remove.
Upgrade.
Yeah, I think you could. Crap, I forgot if it's lowering, increase the difficult. Like I know it's definitely it's upgrading a die. So what is what is your wizardry? What is your die pool?
I have 3 yellows and a green.
So you could use a story point to make that 4 yellows.
Okay, I guess I'll do that. Shall I flip one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Now I roll.
Yep.
Okay, I have 2 stars, but 3.
So
Yep.
you succeed. So you mask yourself. I get
Yes.
to figure it. So I get to figure out. Okay, so hold on. I need to look in the manual.
Would probably be the spell wouldn't last long.
I think it lasts a concentrate.
So the thing is that magic has another set of things like, oh, hey, here's what happens when you screw up or you get something on a magic roll. Hold on, it is almost at the part of the book that says it. Yes, here it is. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. So you try to make yourself invisible, which you do your spell, and it does. It makes you invisible. However, you also are starting to emit a very noticeable hum.
The electronics. I guess that makes sense.
So you are invisible, but you are incredibly noisy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and jimmy open the panel.
So the thing is that when you start to make noise, people start to come over and look to see what is causing that noise.
Well, I'm going to try and get the panel open before anyone gets over.
Okay. So Bobby, you said that you were going somewhere else.
Yes, Bobby is just going to stay in the stage area and socialize with people. Keep an eye out if there's anyone that's acting suspicious.
All right. So when Tacent turns invisible, you hear the hum, and everyone is like, "What is that noise? Like it's very loud, and I can hear some hum somewhere over here."
Bobby will just loudly curse and kick at one of his speakers and say, "Goddamn thing!"
All right.
That sounds like a deception roll.
Give me 1 second. So, I'm not going to make you roll deception on that. So you do happen to notice when the hum goes, you see the employees only door come up, and you see, let me think. You see the employees only door, open, and you see coming out of it a man that you see let me see. You see a kind of late 40s short Pika person. So basically kind of it looks like a mouse essentially, but not quite. You see him kind of go over to the signal. The hum is like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is that
Bobby
noise?
Bobby will smack the speaker and say, "This damn thing. This was why I was hoping to bother one from one of y'all."
He just kind of comes over and is like, mate, like you see him come over, and then he just kind of puts his he kind of just puts his ear to the thing. Is like, that thing ain't making the noise.
Really? Was doing it goddamned earlier.
So do me a favor. At this point, roll deception. But let me see. Roll. Let's see. Roll. So roll your deception versus 2 purples and a red. And I am going to use a story point to actually make that a purple and 2 reds.
Okay.
Ouch. Ouch.
God damn.
Motherfucker.
I got a triumph.
So the despair has shown up finally.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Okay, so you rolled 3 net failure. So 3 failures, a triumph, and 2 despair. So the main thing is he definitely doesn't believe you. Let's see.
I'm so glad it was you.
Um,
Very spiteful.
I've never seen despairs happen so far.
Okay, I gotta figure out how this is gonna work. Okay, so first off, he just looks and is like, these speakers are not making this noise. That noise is coming from somewhere else. And you see him go over to the source of the noise and take a look. And he hears he sees you underneath the okay, so basically he sees the panel open, or like he sees something and he hears it directly underneath the openings of the chair, or like the stairs. So he hears you underneath the stairs. Tacent, yes.
Yeah, so I was not able to get the panel open before I was spotted. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay, I will leave.
No, you won't, because what's going to happen is he hears it while you're underneath there. It's a tight corridor, so it's not like it's going to take some finagling to get you in and out. What he does do is he hears something below him, and he kind of just lightly kicks at the floor, and he feels something. He kicks you in the shin very lightly. And
is it possible for me to escape into the space where the panel is? Is that large enough to crawl inside?
You could crawl underneath there, but here's the thing that he does: is he then takes a chair and puts it in front of the opening and sits on it, blocking you inside of the thing.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look around while I'm in here. I'm looking to see if there's anything suspicious.
He yells out, basically it's like, basically yells out basically someone's like, hey, someone get D-Pass here. Something weird's going on. And then that's basically what happens. And he's just sitting there annoyed.
Okay.
Bobby will just shrug and say, as you wish. Pulls out his cell phone.
All right, Wesley.
So also, by the way, while you're doing this, basically, while you're doing this, so Rafferty, if you want to poke around, you can.
Well,
it
I
is
will
pretty
spell so it stops the hum. Is there anything? Is what I'm looking for the transmitter, and if not, okay.
So you can take a look under there. It's pretty dark though. So you could do a perception check, but I'd have to I'd basically have to say that you're looking in a pretty tight place that is also very dark.
Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and use a utility spell to illuminate.
All right. So you can go ahead and use a utility spell.
All right. Do I have to roll for that?
Yeah, it's a 1 purple.
Huzzah!
Okay, so you succeed with 3 advantages.
Yeah.
So you can see underneath there pretty well. And I will give you, so now roll perception, but give yourself a blue die as well. That is going to be a 2 purple perception check.
So that's a failure with 2 advantages?
That is a failure of 2 advantages.
Okay.
So you take a look under there. You don't see any transceiver. You don't really see anything of note, and you kind of see that there is like something that you could find below there. You do get a good point of the panel, a view of the panel, and you do see that there are like 3. There's a series of buttons on there.
How curious. Well, I don't know what those. I'll just make a note of that. I don't know what the. And I guess I need to look for a way out.
Yes, you do.
Bobby, by the way, actually was calling the pass, but specifically Toby.
Okay, so while Tacent is in under there, you're calling Toby.
Yes.
Okay, so you ring and he picks up. He's like, "Hello, Tobias Moon here."
Yes, 911. There appears to be a burglary occurring or something down here at the 1,000 Yards Club.
He just kind of hears and just like, "I see."
Does he recognize Bobby's voice?
Yes. It's like, okay, I will be down there shortly.
Glad to hear it, officer. We'll wait your arrival. And Bobby will say to the mouse man, "Cops is on their way."
He just kind of looks at you as like, okay, get out. And he just stares at you.
Get out of where?
The club.
I see. And why would I do that?
Because you are involved with whatever is underneath this thing.
No.
Yeah. I don't know why you're trying to get one over on me by saying that the speakers are making the noise.
They were making noise earlier.
Do me a favor. Trying to think. Let's see. Yeah, you can tell that he is very upset at the moment. But he is not going to move from that chair.
No. Bobby wasn't trying to move him.
All right. So Tacent, you were trying to.
Is the only way in here through the panel?
Yeah, the only way in there through there is, basically. I mean, you can try and let's see what I'm trying to think of what skill that would be. You could try and find your way out.
I mean, is there a crawl space down here that one can crawl? I mean, so there is a crawl space.
You are crawling underneath it. If you could try and look to see if there is another way out. You only saw the way in.
Right. So there's more space down here. I can crawling and pass through space.
Yes, I think.
I mean, you're the game master. You tell me. I'm sorry if I'm not asking this.
Well, it's more the fact that I'm not 100% certain. You could roll to see if there's more. I want to give you the option to check, but I have not. I have not thought about this in advance. Essentially, is what I am saying.
Okay. I mean, the guy sat on the panel. I'm assuming I can't get out of here. I mean, the other thing to do would be to transform into something good stick out of it, because transforming into a cockroach should be able to do that.
Let me think.
Because that would make more sense. In fact, I should probably just do that and get the hell out of here. Unless that's not something I'm prepared to do.
I would say it is. Let me check to see how this works. Because I think you have to transform into.
Transformation says you can transform into animal. The guys who wrote this book seem to think you would want to use it to tear other people. but they do mention.
So I think you could transform into what it says as a silhouette 0 animal, which is like a house cat. I don't know if it like is smaller than that though. I think you have to like
The animal is a natural creature and is subject to GM approval. Some options of which can be on page 6.
Yeah, I would say that transforming yourself into like a cockroach is a bit much.
Okay.
But you could try and transform into, say, I don't know, like
A rat?
I would say a animal of like not super small, but like say like
Smaller.
smaller. Like I would say like a dog, maybe you could, or like a cat.
Or a raccoon. I want to look like a feral animal.
You could try and transform into a raccoon.
Ah, the
Yeah,
great
let's try
humming
that.
raccoon.
Well, I'm not humming anymore. That spell's over. Or did that last?
You can cancel the spell, yeah.
Yeah, I already canceled it once I could said that. So, all right. All right. So, what do I roll?
So let me check. Let's see. Default roll is average. What do you got for transform? Let's see.
It says that silhouette 0 is average.
Yeah, you would be average because neither of these two would make sense.
All right, well, let's give it a shot.
Okay, so you try to roll or you try to transform, but you fail.
That's an advantage.
Yes, but it is an advantage, but you did not
That's
succeed.
it's an advantage, but not a success, so nothing happened.
Correct.
Can I try again, or do I have to wait for something else to happen?
You would have to wait for something else to happen.
All right. Well, I guess I'm stuck in here because unless I can squirm my way out.
Just vibing under the floorboards.
Just listen to the groovy tunes, man.
Yeah.
This isn't the groovy tune place, though.
Yeah. I mean,
Listen to the spoken
try to
words, man.
squirm, but if I can't, then just let me know. I keep waiting for you to tell me to make a roll. I'm not volunteering any roll.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, you cannot find your way. You are currently stuck there.
All right.
So with that, while
Everything goes to shit over there.
while Tacent is stuck, Bobby, is there anything you would want to do?
No, Bobby's still just setting up on stage, waiting for Toby to show up.
Against this guy's wishes, you're still setting up on stage.
I think this is a good spot to cut to the other group, honestly.
Well, let me check something.
I just like that this guy told you to leave, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna fucking set up.
Hey, fuck you. I'll stick around here.
I'm gonna perform. What are you gonna fucking do about it? Nothing. That's right. You're sitting in your chair.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.